Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently working on getting some paper mills online. And we're working on 3 of them simultaneously right now, but what we're also majorly focused on at this exact moment is paying off our debt. We're actually really close to getting that paid off. That's going very well. We're paying this off at about 16.6k per week right now, and that's going very well. I'm very pleased with that situation. Backroom deals. Okay, so we had another stall over here. So we do want dedicated police force to get pulled in. Actually, losing 10% authority here is not necessarily a bad thing. I think for the moment, that's reasonably fine. So that'll be just absolutely okay for the moment. We're going to be getting these paper mills done fairly soon. One of them is already completed, bringing us up to 18k now. So the price of paper is going to start to drop here, and we can absolutely see that that is starting to come down. That's great. The price of wood is holding fairly steady, but we have a bunch of logging camps still queued up in here. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. The price of wood is going to be going up a little bit until we get down to this point down here. So we expect it to be going slightly up, but that's fine. Almost 20k per week getting paid off at this point. So that is excellent. I'm very pleased about that. Our interest payment has gone down by, well, 1/3 since the episode started. That's really solid. Another backroom deal stall. Okay. 46.8% chance of stalling? Yikes. We'll stay focused on the law. And we didn't get the enactment success reduction. Okay, good. So now the question is, I mean, it's not surprising that we're getting stalls, right? Given these chances. That's not surprising. The question is, can we even actually pass this? Now, the samurai are going to be upset if we don't succeed in passing it. No doubt about that. But to be honest, I'm not sure there's much we can do about that. It's just coming down to luck at this point. They're the ones who demanded passing a low-odds law. I mean, that's not on us. So that's absolutely fine. We're going to be finishing up another paper mill here in about a week. And we're also going to be finishing up mechanical tools in 7. So that's actually looking really solid there. Mechanical tools unlocks what exactly? That's pretty good, actually. Steel tools could be interesting, considering that I'm fairly certain we don't actually have any steel mills. Correct. We have no steel mills whatsoever. So that's going to be a bit problematic for us. We should certainly wait until we're done with some of this construction here. That said, we're almost done with paying off our debt, and we're going to start working on additional construction here very soon. So we're going to be building this faster, and that's great. Our debt will be gone at this point in 3 weeks. So that's really solid. Unrealized taxes are going to continue to be an issue for a little bit here. I'm not too concerned about it. Mechanical tools are going to be finishing up now. So we can hop over here. Precision tools for furniture manufactories. That is beneficial. That'll get more hardwood, which is probably good. We could use consuming additional hardwood. It'll consume less wood and more tools. So that's probably going to create a tooling problem for us. Glassworks can go to leaded glass. We know that that was the case. We don't have a source of lead right now. We'll get to that. So tooling workshops can go to wrought iron tools or to steel tools. We have no steel at the moment. And wrought iron tools will destroy the price of iron. So for right now, we would love to do that, but we just can't at this moment. As far as our paper mills go, though, we could go to sulfite pulping. Again, we lack a source of sulfur. So for right now, none of those are great options. Slaughterhouses, however, for livestock ranches is a good option. That will cost more tools. Noted. Similarly here, coal. We don't have a source of coal yet. We'll get there. Okay, how are we doing on tools? That definitely brought the price of tools up sharply. Okay, so we're going to need a couple of additional tooling workshops. Our current economy of scale cap is 20, I want to say? 20, yes. Okay, so that means that we should toss in about 3 here in Kansai. But I don't want to have it be quite like this. Yeah, we're going to move these tooling workshops down and intersperse them along with these logging camps that are down here. So it's going to end up being, I really wish we could drag and drop these, but it's really going to end up being somewhere around here. And then this tooling workshop, we will place about, hang on, I'm moving the logging camp. This tooling workshop, we're going to place somewhere around, yeah, in between here. Cool. So something kind of like this-ish. Really, we could get another tooling workshop in there. We'll see if it's truly necessary. For now, we're going to get this paper mill done and this government administration. We've got more government administrations on the way, of course. Ah, we actually hit a debate here. And we did get a success on the last roll as well. So the shogunate would get small victories here. Who is this guy? Part of the Buddhist monks. We'll favor the shogunate's interpretation. Okay, so that'll be good. No issues there. This government administration is 7 weeks out, but we do have a decent amount of surplus at this time. We're no longer in debt, so I'm going to build us up to maximizing our output from Chubu. So we're going to get that done in 2 weeks here, and that will be very solid. We're expecting that to cost about 15K, so we probably have enough here to get one additional construction sector online. For now, I'm not going to do that immediately. We'll see what this does to prices of things. This will drive the price of tools up. This may drive the price of iron up. Our market access in Chubu is currently struggling a little bit. So we'll add in a port over there. Obviously, we can't get railroads just yet. Why are we on intensive agriculture right now? We're supposed to be on railways, then intensive agriculture. Okay, there we go. Let's get that done. Phenomenal. So 3 years until we get those railways. As expected, we can just about afford one additional construction sector. For the moment, I'm not going to do that. But that does bring us down to 104 weeks, dropping this by about 25%. So that's actually really solid. Dropping this by 25%, that feels a little too solid. Maybe not. Artistic expressions here, so we've got another debate going on. We are happy to take 7% enactment success chance, I think, but maybe we make the industrialists a little happier and take 5% here. That's reasonable. So we still have a 48% chance of stall, but 31.6% chance of success. Yeah, I'm a little sad that that came out of the debate odds instead of the stall odds, but what are you going to do? So that's fine for now. We are going to have this port done in 8 weeks. Now I think we can definitely afford to get another construction sector going. So that'll be fine. Again, our current target on construction is 333. So that's our current goal there. So this construction sector will finish, bringing us up to 90, almost a third of the way there. Line infantry are now done. That is not something that we were attempting to go for, but it is definitely a useful thing. Do we want to do this? Well, definitely for our conscripts, yes. For now, I'm going to keep our barracks low. We don't have the funding to do that just yet with the amount that we're focusing on our construction. Our construction is more important at this moment. We will get there. More backroom deals happening, huh? We'll stay focused on the law. Okay, so for now, that's looking good. We're at 88 right now for our construction. Some of that might have to do with job work. Some of it might have to do with market access. I'm not sure if market access cuts the production of construction. It might. We can check in our construction sector in Chubu here. So that would be here. And we can see that this is currently outputting plus 75 construction. Okay, so we're at 90 now. It was probably to do with employment. Okay. And you might wonder, well, what's up with the deficit? Well, the answer to that is we're actually not pulling out of our construction, or rather our investment pool right now, I don't think. Actually, we are at this moment because we're building a logging camp. Okay. Well, the stock exchange is unlocked anyway, so that's fine. We're very close to turning a profit here. We've got a bit of a gold reserve. I don't mind eating up that gold reserve for a little bit. A public address has gone awry here. Gross. Very gross. We lose half of our success chance there from poorly formulated law. That is very unfortunate. Very, very sad. That said, we are working on 5 constructions simultaneously, including a logging camp in Tohoku. That's interesting that we're building a private logging camp. I like it, though. That's pretty solid. We are a little bit short on clippers, so we should consider constructing an additional shipyard. We'll build that. This would be slightly negative right now, mostly due to fabric. Which, of course, would mean that we need a livestock ranch. So we'll build one of those in Chubu. And then we would build a shipyard. And we would want to build that in Kyushu for now. So something like this. That will help out those situations. Then we've got wood, iron, and tools. That's deeply unsurprising. We've got tooling workshops coming in here. Are tooling workshops currently consuming iron? No, they are not. Noted. Once we're done with this logging camp here, we'll grab a little bit of extra iron. It is going to be necessary. How much more iron do we need to bring down our price? Let's hop in over here. Can I just see it in the market? That would be nice. I guess we can look at it. We're the number 7 producer of iron worldwide? Okay, wow. Okay. Well, we need to work on that for sure. Now, this is definitely because we're not pulling out of our investment pool. That's definitely the case here. So we're waiting for the tooling workshop funding to become available. Working on another tooling workshop here with our private construction actually sounds good. A campaign of banquets, huh? Vast sums of money flowing into politics, you say? So we managed to get back that 15% plus an additional 5% there. So that's very solid. I like it. Once again, we're not pulling out of this construction queue. It's going to be a tooling workshop. And that'll be ready very, very soon here. Market access in Kansai is dropping, which we're not surprised by necessarily. And we'll start up a construction there. We just finished our port in Chubu, correct? It is fully employed. Okay. So we're probably going to need an additional port in Chubu. Correct. Probably even one more. So we'll get that going. There we go. Looks solid. So Chubu's ports, Kansai's port, and Kyushu's shipyard eventually. Let's get that paper mill underway right away. We do have a tooling workshop in our private construction, so I'm not going to move these up just now. For now, this seems relatively okay. Our GDP is going to hit 20 million quite soon, which is solid. And we did hit another stall here with the backroom deals. Okay. Ooh, and we got the minus 10% there. That was bad luck. I was hoping not to get that. Oh, well. That is very, very sad there. We actually lost 20% from that. That's kind of nuts. That was the very bad roll. Okay. Very bad indeed. Well, I don't know if this is going to pass or not, but if it doesn't, the samurai are going to get a little salty, but I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm sure they'll be fine. So definitely the price of tools is a concern. We're going to stay focused on the law here and hope that it doesn't drop again. Indeed, it doesn't. Okay. And South Australia are improving relations with us. Good for them. We've got about 5 weeks on these ports. No major problem there. How long until this private construction is done? 11 weeks? Okay. Going at 19.1. Sounds good. No major issue there. So we do still have some market access issues. We definitely need to handle the tools situation. The price of tools has been creeping upward for a while, but that only consumes wood right now. Another backroom deal here. Okay. Well, we'll continue to stay focused on that law. Okay, so there's that port done. Our shipyards and our other ports are going to finish up this week. So that's solid. We're also working on a number of logging camps and tooling workshops now. So that sounds great. I would like to continue our economic snowball here. We, of course, do need to fix this unrealized taxes issue. No doubt about that. No doubt about that one. The Kyoto Citizens Association, huh? 10% enactment success chance. We'll absolutely take that. That's very helpful, but it doesn't bring us back up to where we were quite yet. So for now, that's fine. Another logging camp finishing up here. We definitely need to handle our iron situation. And as I said, once we finish this logging camp, that's going to be the goal. And those logging camps are going to finish relatively soon, in fact. So this all looks good. Minus 10k right now, likely due to not pulling out from the investment pool. Yeah, that's what it was, because we were finishing up the previous construction. Sounds good. Nothing too major there. More backroom dealings have been exposed. Okay, well, this is not going well, that's for sure. We've had some very awkward luck on it, but it's okay. It's not shocking. This was very low odds, right? So I'm deeply unsurprised by that. We have crossed 20 million with our GDP. That's solid. And the price of wood is down to the point where we're probably not too concerned about it. We definitely want to get these tooling workshops done. No doubt about that. And the price of tools is definitely beginning to drop, but we want that to continue to drop by a pretty marked amount. Popular outreach here? Yes, 10% enactment success chance. Let's go. So we're back up to 26. Unfortunately, all of this is only moving from debate and success. It's not moving from stall. Hopefully we move into adoption fairly soon here, though. That would be good. Fingers crossed on that one. So we're going to get a couple more tooling workshops done within 12 weeks here, right? So 6 weeks on our final logging camp in Chubu, and we can start to address that iron price issue. So at this point, we probably... These do get economy of scale. We probably want to... Oh, we had a debate failure. That's sad. We probably want to get started on bringing up an economy of scale somewhere else, although it's already there for this. That's why this is higher than these others. I guess we'll build in Kanto for now. So let's get one iron mine underway. We're still working on this logging camp. We're still working on this government administration. We definitely do need to get iron and tools better, right? And the price of tools has definitely come down due to that private construction and the one tooling workshop that we built. But these two tooling workshops will continue to drop this price down. So basically, it dropped from there to there, right? So we can assume that it's probably going to drop to about here, which is not perfect, but it is, for the time being, acceptable. We are running a little bit of debt right now. That's noted. Another backroom deal here. We'll continue to stay focused on the law. Eventually, we'll get somewhere with this. Eventually. The question is when. But this tooling workshop is going to be done in 4 weeks. We'd like to get our iron mines relatively complete, although we have a lot of things to work on, right? We have a lot of stuff that needs to happen. We need to think about potentially getting our hands on 150 more in total for sulfur. We should think about getting our hands on some sulfur here. So each sulfur mine is going to produce 20. So we would need some, like, 7.5. Okay. So let's build those for now in Kyushu, since that has the lowest, or rather the highest amount of labor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do we want to do those all right now? The answer to that is no. We're going to do this, and then we're going to intersperse government administrations in with the sulfur mines, something like this. The sulfur mines on their own are not going to be useful because we currently don't have any demand for sulfur. We don't have anything at all that will actually demand sulfur. So that is not necessarily going to be the most helpful of things. We'll continue to stay focused on the law. Sadly, we failed the roll, and that brings us down to 6%. So we're basically right where we started, except we've moved from introduction to consideration. It started at 7. Well, sometimes that's just the way the RNG rolls. Nothing we can do about that, really. We would like to pass this, but for now, it may or may not happen. So we've got a couple of government administrations finishing up here. A third opinion. I don't want to spend that kind of money on it. We'll put out an open call out for experts. There we go. So at this point, we can start thinking about going to sulfite pulping. We're going to have the ability to do that around the time this sulfur mine finishes. Now, we've got a bunch of sulfur mines interspersed in here. That is absolutely true. And the price of iron is still up there. We dropped it down a little bit, but we need more. Same with tools. And that's not shocking. But for right now, I think iron is going to become our biggest concern. So we need to get this sulfur mine done. That will allow us to get sulfite pulping. So for the moment, I'm going to do that. Now, that gives us a sulfur input goods shortage. No shockers there, and we're going to work on that. That is absolutely vital. We're going to need a steel mill, and I would like to get started on one of those. Where would we want to build that? Probably in Chubu. Well, actually, no. I'm going to build it in Tohoku. Okay, so we're going to get that started. It's not going to be useful because we don't have anything that actually uses steel right now, but we'll get there. Okay. We're going to stay focused on the law here, still at 16%. Cool. So this sulfur mine is going to be done. And that is, of course, going to solve part of this sulfur shortage, right? We're now producing some sulfur, but the fact that we have demand for sulfur is important here. So that's good. Other production methods that we want to bring up. Leaded glass would be great. We would need 90 total lead for that. So we could certainly think about building some lead mines. Each of these are currently 20, so we would need 5 of these. We could build them in Chubu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I would not want these to be positioned here. Definitely not. I think we'll move those down to the bottom here for right now. And then we can just intersperse those from the bottom here. And it'll end up being, you know, something kind of like this. There we go. So that'll do. More backroom deals happening here. We're having a really hard time passing this dedicated police force. I'm starting to think we're getting into bad luck territory here. Our chances were low the whole time, right? But I think we're getting into bad luck territory. This has definitely been stalling more than 50% of the time. I'm fairly confident in that. We have had a good amount of debates, though, so hard to say. Hard to say if we're truly in bad luck territory or not. I'd have to go back and calculate that. We'll see. Well, there's another stall. We'll continue to be focused on the law. That's fine for now. So our steel mill in Tohoku is going to produce how much? Once this is done, it's going to produce 65 steel, in theory. However, it needs coal. So we should get at least 1 coal mine online. And we'll build that in Kyushu. Okay, so that'll happen in about 14 weeks. We're going to have an input goods shortage of coal. That is expected. And you might ask, well, why are we doing this? The answer is to move our tooling down to steel tools. We're going to need 300 total steel to do that. So we're not going to be in a position to do it right away, but it's definitely going to be something that's going to be useful later. No doubt about that. So that's okay. We would also like to move down to atmospheric engine pumps. So that's another good reason to start getting coal. And we can stay focused on this law. Absolutely. That's what we've been doing this whole time. So we're going to get this singular coal mine for the moment. We're going to get this singular steel mill. And we're going to put ourselves in kind of an awkward economic state here. I mean, we've been in an awkward economic state basically this whole time. We're going to need more government administrations than what we have queued up here. There's no doubt about that. But we do need to get working on them. That's for sure. We'll continue to be focused on that law. Sadly, we failed the roll again. That is very, very sad. Very sad indeed. We are almost to the point where we can get another construction sector if we want to do that. If we want to do that. It's definitely questionable whether we do. But for now, it might be okay. So with the steel mill done, I want to move us over into using steel tools. That, of course, gives us a coal and a steel input goods shortage. No shockers here. I do want to get a singular lead mine up at the top of the queue. Then I'm going to add in, we have a coal mine here. That's our first coal mine. So I want to add in 2 additional coal mines here. So we're going to be doing something like this. We have a steel shortage, and we know that that's going to be a problem. I'm going to add in, let's see, we know we need 300 steel. So that's going to be 300 divided by 65 is 4.61. So, I mean, basically 5. So something like this, but of course, we don't want these steel mills like right away here, right? So we would end up moving something along the lines of this, would I think be what we would go for. I want to get a lead mine online here. And we can move this down to leaded glass at this point. We're going to have an input goods shortage on that. That's understood. And atmospheric engine pumps, I would also like to do for our coal mines, especially for our iron mines, lead mines, and sulfur mines. This is going to create significant shortages. That's understood. We're working on them. So coal, lead, steel. Fully understood. Fully understood. We have some minor interests going on here, and we could definitely back the trade unions here, I guess. It doesn't really do much for us. Yeah, not really much at all, but that's okay. So this government administration is going to be done in 1 week, and beyond that, we're still working on sulfur mines. We don't really have a sulfur shortage right now, though. So that's noted. Tools are currently slightly expensive, although that's mostly due to input goods shortages. So that's not the biggest of deals. Coal, lead, steel are, of course, significant issues. This does mean that I think that we should move these steel mills to be up above the sulfur mines here, or at least this one. But we could move these guys up. This is probably going to create iron shortages for us, but that's something that we can handle later. So that's absolutely something that we can do. I'm not too concerned about that. The minor interests are, you know, still happening here. We'll back the Buddhist monks. Sounds good. And yeah, iron is starting to creep up in its cost. Deeply unsurprising. These are because of input goods shortages. Fully expected here. So coal, lead, steel is what we're working on. Beautiful. So how much is our coal shortage right now? 288. Okay. Lead is 90. Gotcha. Well, we know that we have some lead mines back here. I'm going to get these lead mines moved up. We know that we just finished up a couple of coal mines. So the question is, just how much are we going to be at for our coal shortage once those are fully set up? 76.6. Well, we know that we have a grand total of, and these are 40 per level, we have a grand total of 3, so that's 120. And we know that our coal buy orders are about 300. So 120, and these are 40 each. So 160, 180, this is going to be, yeah, 40 each. So 220, this is going to be 260, and that's going to be 300. So we get these coal mines going. I would like to be working evenly right now on the coal mines and the lead mines. And then we'll work on the steel mills after that. The steel mills are, of course, going to be fairly significant in terms of investment. But we'll do something like this, and that will work through those input goods shortages. Market access will be a concern going forward, but right now, I think the input goods shortages are bigger. For now, of course, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're probably going to further expand our construction sectors, because I can never resist that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.